Hey everybody, welcome to another brand new episode of Tech That Doesn't Byte.
Yeah, all right.
I'm Simon
Woo!
C, and joining me, of course, is
Jeff Word, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Tech That Doesn't Byte, the podcast that reviews everyday tech that you use, we use, and new tech that we'd love to hear about.
absolutely. And today we are going to talk about free audio software.
Ah!
Yeah, free audio software, ladies and
All right.
gentlemen.
All right. So, what kind of audio software are we going to
Oh
talk about
man,
today,
there's
Simon?
quite a few on our list. Well, not quite a few, but like the best. I mean,
There's quite a
yeah,
few,
there are
but what
quite
are
a
we going
few
to
out
talk
there,
about?
but the ones that we chose are the ones that we've used in the past before. So, Jeff, I know this first one is your favorite because, well, you
Right
pretty
on.
much use it most of the time. It is called not Audacity, but
Not
it's
Audacity. Goldwave. There we go.
Goldwave. What is Goldwave?
Goldwave.
I never heard of
Exactly.
Goldwave
Exactly.
till you told me about it.
Yeah, Goldwave is surprisingly, I guess, not that well known, despite the fact that it has been around
I can
forever.
tell.
And
I can tell. Yeah.
yeah, right. I mean, you can see it's very
Yeah.
Windows 95 looking. It still is. That's the funny part about it. Basically, to kind of give you a quick bit about it, it's been around since April '93. That's
Holy
actually when it first came out. Right? Yes. You don't say it. Anyways, no. So
April 93. I think I was
it's been
like
around
in
since.
fourth grade.
Thanks. I feel better already. Yeah, I'm already a couple years out of college now, so yeah, that's how old that stuff is. I remember using it when I wanted to be a radio disc jockey back around 1996. So to kind of give you a feel for like how long ago I've been using it, and believe it or not, it was actually referenced in the pilot episode of the TV show Supernatural in September 2005. So it's got a little something on it, although I don't know anybody who actually uses it. But the fact that the company is still in business and they're still, still updating it for Windows 7 and other stuff like that, they're obviously doing pretty well with it. So there's definitely a following with it. The one thing I could tell you about Goldwave, and I think this really kind of goes with any sound software that you're going to use, there is definitely a learning curve to it. Despite all the years that I've been using it, both when I was a radio disc jockey and eventually getting into voice acting, there is, like I said, as with any sound software, is a learning curve to it. You can learn a lot of new things about it, and it just takes time. You need to really sit there and work with it. But the good part is once you actually get the hang of it, of being able to edit your sound, it's fairly easy to use. There are filters, there are sound effects. You can even bleep out cuss words if you want to go something like that. It also allows you to record in multiple sound formats. There are mono stereo channels, different bit rates, hertz rates, even several forms of different audio compression like lame and ACM. Currently, it retails for about $45. But you can use it for free, and the caveat being is that when you use it, you are allowed about 30 to 40 functions before you won't be able to save your
Gotcha.
sound file. So the short answer is that you record something, you listen to it, it sounds great, you're going through, you're doing your editing and whatnot. If you don't save it at some point, you won't be able to, and that'll undo a lot of work you put into it. So every so often, you got to save it. Every time you play it, it uses a function. Every time you edit something, it uses a function. So it stacks up pretty quick if you're really kind of poking around and trying stuff. Using the undo function doesn't work, so you got to make sure you're kind of counting it or saving it often so that if you wind up losing it, you're not, going so far back, I got to start all over again kind of thing. But I learned that one the hard way back in the day, so I figured that one out pretty fast. But yeah, no, it's a good program. I'm not going to say it's a simple program, but it works, and so I don't have a real issue with it. By comparison of Audacity, I'm inclined to say that it's less complex. At least on the surface, it's less complex. Now, I have not toyed around with Audacity, so I really couldn't give much more information about that. But so why don't I turn it over to you, Simon, and you could tell us about Audacity, and we'll go from there. But that's just my take on
Sure.
Goldwave.
Well, Audacity, we all know, is an open source free audio editing software. A lot of people use it. I use it. A lot of people use it. Yeah,
A
I
good time.
use
Very
it.
good. Yes.
I'm sure people somewhere and like I know that they use it. They just don't talk about it much, but I know they use it for simple editing and things like that. So yeah, I like it because it's free, open source. You use it on Windows, Mac,
Can't go wrong
Linux,
with
so
that.
it's cool. But why don't we take a look at the interface? So here's Audacity. As you can tell, it looks a lot similar to pretty much any other audio editing software out there. It has the same kind of a similar interface, but there's obviously things that you're gonna have to tinker around with. So let's say that, for example, if I recorded something, and right here you'll see a bunch of audio waves. Now again, Audacity has some issues with Mac OS Catalina. You could definitely check out that video up there if you need a fix. And basically, you get the usual selection tool. You can delete stuff. You can zoom in. You can move stuff around if you like. And also you get a bunch of effects as well to help you fix your audio. You can amplify. You could change the pitch, change the speed, change the tempo, fade in, fade out, graphic EQ, noise reduction, normalize. Pretty standard things that you've used in other audio software as well. And for a free tool, you get a lot of stuff that you can use for a free tool, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. And you can also generate noises, silences to help you out. And then you could also export as MP3, WAV, OGG. Yeah, I mean, what else can I really say about it? I mean, you could do, recordings in mono or stereo tracks. So if you guys are looking for a good free audio editing software that's open source, cross-platform, Audacity is definitely the one that you should definitely check out. And if you guys are also on the Mac, I would highly recommend a free one on the Mac. Well, I don't know if you could say if it's free. If you bought a Mac, you pay a pretty hefty price for it, so it should come with it anyways. This is Garageband. Now, Garageband is the pretty much the default audio software that Apple will kind of encourage you to use. It's not the high-end audio software. It's pretty much for the regular consumer who wants to just do basic voice recording, basic instrumental recording, who doesn't want to pay for Logic Pro or anything like that, or any of the higher ends like Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's take a look at GarageBand real quick. So here's GarageBand. Here's the starter page. Now, here's the cool thing about GarageBand as well. It's not that you could also make audio. You can also learn how to play certain instruments, like guitar. So it has built-in lessons, guitars. There's also intro to piano. And I believe you can get more as well, more artist lessons. And the chords are right there. Nice. Yeah, you could definitely get more lessons. So guitar lessons, piano lessons, artist lessons. And so that's a cool tool to use if you want to learn an instrument. And, now's the perfect time to learn it if you want to learn it. So,
yeah, right.
So if you look at the interface, we're going to launch it right now. So you get a choice of either using a software instrument like a USB MIDI keyboard or things like that. Or if you want to just do audio, you could do that. And you can also connect a guitar or bass to your Mac and play in and record it as well. So this is a combination of voice and your instruments. You could record it. It's basically, if you have a garage band, get it? No.
Right. Yeah, I know. I get it. Yeah.
But for our sake, what we do for audio, we're going to do that. So let's create the audio. And it's a pretty clean interface. So let me try to minimize this a little bit so everyone can see. So it's a pretty clean interface.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks very, really simple. Definitely more simplistic than I think you're right.
So
you
get like controls like a virtual compressor kind of a thing right here, controls, and then when you hit record, actually, if you hit record, there's this, you probably won't hear it right now, but then there's like this little tempo. It gives you a count if you're playing an instrument, so you can count in. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then then you record. Yep, and then it's a pretty clean interface. And again, it really takes time to learn these kind of things. So if you're familiar with Audacity and you're going to use GarageBand, You have to tinker around with it. Same thing with Goldwave as well.
Right, right. No, that's pretty much with any audio software. And just looking at Audacity, it looks like it has a lot more filters and sounds that are available to it versus Goldwave just on the surface there. This here looks like it would lack a lot of that. I mean, not in a bad way, but again, it's just much more simplistic. Excuse me. It's much more simplistic, so you don't have to really fuss with it. You just cut paste and you got it edited, and you kind of go from there. It's I guess mainly for creating music as opposed to like adding effects or doing sound.
I mean, it's like it's very. It's like those things you just mentioned. Those are very for high end stuff like Logic Pro X, Adobe Premiere stuff, and things that if you want to Pro Tools, if you want to go hardcore on that, those are the ones that you need. But for us, we want to talk about the free stuff, the simple things. If you just want to record like a quick voiceover, Garageband, Audacity, or even Goldwave, quick editing, quick recordings. You don't really need crazy stuff. These are one of these alternative options that you could definitely check out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so those are our recommendations for free audio software. What did we miss? Did we miss any other software that you guys recommend? Please leave a comment below.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'd love to hear from you. And if you could please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here on Tech That Doesn't Byte. We definitely want your feedback. We want to hear what you use, what your experiences have been. Maybe you can recommend something that we could actually try out ourselves and have it for a future episode.
And if you guys have any questions that you want to submit, we have a Google form. We'll post it in the description. Submit your questions there. If you need help with certain tech or you just got any questions, we'll answer them on future episodes. And we would definitely want to start getting some questions in from our audiences.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Tech That Doesn't Byte. We hope to hear from you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great one. Bye.